With point deductions and last minute survivals all happening in the last few seasons, Everton are in a really weird space. But with Dyche at the wheel, anything's possible, and we are taking over Everton as Sean Dyche for 3 seasons to see how much we can transform them. In this video, we have season 1, and there will be 2 videos following, doing season 2 and season 3. We're going to have to sell some of the worst players, sign some absolute world-class players to save this club, but I'm sure we can do it. If you are excited, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's get straight into season 1. But just before we get into season 1, if you do want to have a say on teams I rebuild in the future, make sure to follow my ex, FIFA25, because that's where I give all the polls on teams I'm going to rebuild. Okay, I've taken enough time. Let's get straight into season 1. And if you look at our team to start season 1, it's the true definition of a rebuild. We need to replace a lot of these players, but to do so, we've only been given £36 million. So we're going to have to prioritise a few positions. But luckily for us, the board have actually prioritised one for us. They've put an objective to sign one crucial first team player assigned to a defender. So when looking back at this team, I think in terms of defence, the right back is the biggest room for improvement. We've got Ashley Young and Seamus Coleman. Combined, they're about 80 years old. But the board only want us to finish mid-table and reach the round of 16 of the FA Cup. So it's not too much pressure on season 1. But I need you guys to let me know, by the end of season 3, what should our goal be? Should we try and win the FA Cup? Should we try and get a European spot in the league? Make sure to let me know. But to do any of those things, we're going to have to completely revamp the squad. And that starts with our first sale, which is Beto to AC Milan for £14 million. He was backup striker at the start of this, but I want to bring in a striker. So he's going to drop to third choice, and that £14 million comes in handy because we're now up to £48 million to be spending on our first defender, and we're wasting no time doing so. I said we needed a right back, and we've had a little negotiation with Mikel Arteta and managed to seal Tomiyasu for £16 million. This man is going to be an absolute beast for us, and let me tell you why. So to start with, he can play right back and left back, but don't forget he's very comfortable at centre back as well. He's got 5-star weak foot, so he can play on either side. Solid defending, solid physical, and underrated going forward as well. But the business doesn't stop there. We've let go of Yusuf Chamiti on loan to Fulham. Give him some minutes in the Prem because we're not going to offer him that. But before we make any more signings, look at some of these coaches we've managed to employ. Piers McLaughlin is an absolute joke. He's got 5-star in attack, midfield, defend, and goalkeeper. You have to build from within, and that's exactly what we've managed to do. But it's now back to signing time, because guess what? I keep mentioning that we're going to bring in a striker, but you're thinking, who is it? Who is it? It's an ex-Arsenal man. It's Balogun from Monaco for £21.1 million. So on Tomiyasu, now we've got Balogun. He's a joke of a player, but he never quite got the time in the Premier League. I think in front of goal, he is going to be unstoppable for us. Look at him here. He's 23 years old, 77 rated, but you know he's going to grow so quickly. And he's got 4-star weak foot, which is a really nice base for a striker to have. And obviously he's American, so he's a pure natural at shooting. And hopefully him and Tomiyasu can make a big difference, because we only have £4 million left in the budget. So if we do want to bring anyone else in, we're probably going to have to let someone else go. But before we talk about bringing in anyone or losing anyone, we have sorted some tactics. We've got loads of world-class coaches. They've been chirping in my ear, telling me what to do. And I've decided, with the ball, we're going counter-attack. 4-2-3-1. Unai and Balogun are basically hugging up front together. Harrison on the right, a bit higher than McNeil on the left. Garner and Adrissagay holding. I like it. And then without the ball, we're a solid structure. We're Sean Dyche. Defensive approach is obviously deep. We have 2 holding midfielders. Everyone in 2 lines of 4, basically. I like it a lot. I think that is ready for pre-season. Test the boys out, see how they do, and then we might need to look at bringing in some more players. Pre-season was all about the challenges. Some of the tackles that were put in were absolutely beautiful. Sean Dyche was extremely proud. But on review, we want to bring in one more player. So we have let go of a couple. Firstly, Decore. He's gone to Fulham for £4.25 million, and simply because we don't massively need him at the minute. We've got Mangala and Tim that can play the 2 DM roles, and Lindstrom that can play the 10 with Ndai. And then we've let go of Michael Keane to Villarreal for £3.35 million. He was 4th choice centre-back, and I'd much rather just sign a younger, more exciting 4th choice centre-back than use Michael Keane, if I'm being honest with you. And that now gives us £13 million in the budget, so definitely enough to to sign a good centre-back and still have some left over for any signings in January. And we've decided to go down to the Championship to find that centre-back, and we've got Teden Menji from Luton for £10.5 million. Look at him, 22 years old, 74 rated. He's got a bit of speed about him. He can cover out wide as well. All in all, a very solid centre-back to be third or fourth choice. I like it a lot. Much better than Michael Keane anyway. And this is the final team. As you can see, we've managed to improve it a lot, but it is going to take all 3 seasons to get it to where we need it to be. Balogun up front, Tomiyasu in at right back. I think a lot of these players are going to have big seasons. But I think these 3 players will be absolutely key for us in Season 1. Firstly, Jordan Pickford. You can't do an Everton rebuild and him not be key for you. He's one of Everton's best players and has been for some time now. Next, we've got Jared Braithwaite, one of the most highly touted English defenders, 22 years old, already 79 rated as well. He has a big, big future if we can keep hold of him. And finally, is one of our signings, Balogun. We need to be able to score goals this season, and a lot of it is going to fall onto Balogun. Hopefully he can step up to the plate. We'll have to wait and see, but we're now ready to play the first half of Season 1. It's going to be tough. Hopefully we can pick up some massive wins, and I'll see you in January. And from the first half of Season 1, I'm just going to show you this highlight because it perfectly sums up how we played in this first half of the season. So Pickford gets the ball straight to Ndai, no messing about. Then look at this skill from Ndai. You ready? The cut-in puts 2 players out of the game, and then look who's in front of him. Balogun, great turn as well, breaks the defender's ankles, and he's through on goal, and he hasn't missed. That was the story of the first half of the season. Ndai creating, Balogun finishing. Their partnership was an absolute joke. And as you can see, we've made it to January. It's time to check out what the league table is looking like. We're in 14th place. I would have hoped a little bit higher, but if you actually look, we're only 6 points off 9th. So, all in all, it could be a lot worse. And at the top of the table, it's close. Arsenal and Spurs are tied on points with 40. And then Liverpool and Chelsea are tied with 38. So we're probably not going to beat Liverpool this season. That will probably have to be a future one. They've had a strong start, to be fair. And at the bottom of the table, Ipswich are really struggling. They're without a win 19 games into the season. That's really bad. Then Southampton and Bournemouth are down there. So all in all, we're quite comfy at the minute, but it could all go wrong with a few bad results. And then in the Carabao Cup, we actually have gone out to Sheffield Wednesday on penalties. Okay, that could be a future plan. The trophies aren't that important this season. We're starting the rebuild, so let's forget about that. And this is what the team is looking like halfway through the season. As you can see though, Idrissa Gana Gueye has dropped to the bench because of his age. He's really old now. He's just dropping in ratings so often. And Mangala's still young, so he's going up in ratings. It's an obvious swap to make. But the team is looking very solid. But we are going to be losing some players from this squad unless we make some changes, because this many players are running out of contract at the end of the season. We're going to have some decisions to make. But as you can see, a lot of them are old. So it's going to be a tough choice. But it's still a choice that we have to make. And in terms of the individual stats, oh my God. Balogun has 13 goals, 4 assists in 16 games. That is absolutely ridiculous. McNeil's got 8 goals, 3 assists in 19. Ndai's got 6 goals, 4 assists in 10. Harrison 4 and 3 in 19. Everyone is putting up absolutely crazy numbers. It looks like it's been a really solid start to the season in front of goal. Maybe if we just shore up the back a bit, we could actually be on for a really solid first season. I was telling you about players that are running out of contract at the end of the season, and one of them is Jack Harrison. He's only on loan from Leeds, and we have no backup for Harrison or McNeil. So what we're going to do is we're going to sign a young, exciting winger, play them a bit in the second half of the season, so hopefully in Season 2, they're ready to take the reins of Jack Harrison. And that young, exciting winger is James McAtee from Man City for £3.6 million. I like him a lot. And he's 71 rated at 22 years old. So if we give him some good minutes, he can grow up to those mid-70s by the end of this season, ready to start or at least be much more involved in Season 2. But we haven't really got any more money, so this is what our final team going into the end of Season 1 looks like. A few more wins, a bit better form, and I think we're on for actually a really solid first season. We've made some sensible signings that are only going to keep growing as well. But there's nothing left to do other than get into the second half of Season 1 and hope for a really strong finish. And the second half of the season went really well, to be honest. Balogun carried on his scoring form. Defensively, we were really solid. And McNeil, take a bow, son, because look at this. He knees it down, then left foot across goal, top bins. What a goal that was. It sums up the second half of this season, because as you can see, we've made it to the end of May, the end of the season. What is our final league position? We finished 11th. Honestly, I don't mind that at all. 11th for the first season of an Everton rebuild isn't actually that bad. And we managed to score 62 goals, but we did concede 60, so it's obvious where we need to improve next season. And at the bottom of the table, it's Southampton and Ipswich, joined by Fulham going down. Leicester have survived and prevented all three promoted teams from going straight back down. And then in the FA Cup, we did actually lose to Oxford United, which is really embarrassing. But once again, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, their future aspirations. Right now, we just want to become a solid, established mid-table team. And this team is looking like it's on its way to doing so. Tomiyasu's up to 80, Balogun's up to 80, McNeil's 80, Branthwaite's grown as well. The team actually looks really solid. McAtee's even up to 73. I don't mind it at all. But as you can see, we're about to lose so many players. Mangala and Harrison are going back on loan. Lindstrom, he wasn't that impressive anyway, but he's going back from loan. And then there's a whole bunch of players we're losing because they're in their last year of contract. I'm going to need you guys to let me know down below, who do we need to sign? Because we're losing so many squad players. It's not just star players I need suggestions for. We need to fill out this squad, maybe with some youngsters, maybe with some experience. Either way, let me know, who should we be signing in Season 2? I'll check out all the comments. They always have a say in these videos. And then the last thing to do in Season 1 is check out the stats. So, Balogun got 21 goals and 10 assists in 33 games. What a debut season for Everton that is, by the way. He's up to 80 rated, and he's already one of the best strikers in the league. He got 31 goal involvements in 33 games. That's absolutely ridiculous. And then we have Dwight McNeil getting 10 goals, 6 assists. That's also really solid. Undai got 8 goals, 7 assists. Again, solid. Garner got 5 goals, 2 assists. The goals have spread round quite a bit. But more impressive, McAtee got 6 goals in 12 Premier League games. That's actually really impressive. Maybe he is ready to start next season. What do you think? Does McAtee come straight into the right wing? Do I sign a right wing and give McAtee some rotational minutes? Make sure to let me know. We're going to have a really busy transfer window to start off Season 2. And I'm going to need all your guys' suggestions. So make sure to comment right now, who are 3 players that we need to be bringing in Season 2. But that is where we're going to leave it for Season 1. All in all, a decent season. But I'm going to need your help. You need to let me know 3 players that we definitely need to be signing. And until next time, thanks for watching and goodbye.